We're back from break, and today's guest is John DeFries, CEO of Hokulia on the Big Island, Hawaii, and President and CEO of Native Son Business Group.
When you were at UH, did you play football?
You know, I had a football scholarship to play, but I frankly lost my passion for the game. And actually, I was a guy who wasn't prepared to leave after my senior year. In fact, I yearned to go to 13th grade in some way, even though that wasn't there. But when I got to Manoa, the campus, I just wasn't ready to focus on higher education. And although today I would encourage as many Hawaii kids to pursue that, because when I look back at it, the path I took is not always the easiest. I don't have no regrets taking it, but I also value what higher education can bring to Hawaii's youth.
John, you described yourself as young and carefree in the first section of the show. At what point or what age did you realize that, you need to focus and this is what you want to do, and it's not about education, but it's about what you have inside of you?
I was 28 years old when my father passed away. I'm the oldest at that time of 4 boys and 1 girl. I had a mother who continues to be a role model, who managed to meld 60 hours of work, another 20 hours of church work, and raise 5 children. She inspired me, continues to inspire me, but at that point in time when I lost my father, I realized that there needed to be a seriousness about the future. I was single at the time and traveling extensively inter-island. And so it's very easy for me to maintain that carefree attitude, because I really had no roots to speak of even within my own hometown. But I would recall that the loss of my father, the passing of my father, had a profound impact on the larger responsibility I had to my immediate family, and in subsequent years to the children that my siblings have had as well.
So what is Native Son Business Group?
In 1990, had I remained with the development company I was with, I would have had to go to San Francisco or Florida on other development projects. I was not prepared to do that. And so Native Son, which is spelled S-U-N, really became, Native Son Business Group became the business vehicle for me to operate from. And my initial thought was I would use it as a consulting company for a year and a half before I found something permanent or near permanent to grasp onto. 17, 15, 16 years later, I'm still here. I still utilize it as a business entity. Technically, the owners of Hokulia have retained Native Son to perform the functions of CEO and president. So it provides me some flexibility, and it allows me to outsource work to friends I trust in the industry, have a lot of respect for. But it was a means of preserving my autonomy, and in certain cases like Hokulia, I've immersed myself to the point of keeping Native Son somewhat transparent, because Hokulia is so encompassing an assignment that it's really not, Native Son's identity is not as important publicly for me as it is a private company.
Do you ever have a dilemma that you have, Native Hawaiian blood and ancestry, and then you're developing land?
There was a point in my career where that dilemma, which is, in my opinion, it's the entry into the learning curve in this field. Is like any Native Hawaiian or Kama'aina of any ancestry for that matter, when you start working with land development in Hawaii, my hope is that you cross paths with that dilemma, because it causes you to reach for a deeper understanding of yourself and a deeper understanding of the land. Land is finite, in the context of islands, be it Hawaii or any place else. And the manner in which we use our lands is going to determine, for generations, the health of the society of any given point in time. And I can recall the days when this became an internal struggle, issues having to do with important historical sites, burial sites. All of that produces a context in which you're dealing with every aspect of yourself. That part of you that is academically trained, professionally trained, and that part of you which runs with your genealogy. And for me personally, I'm grateful for that stretch because it's enabled me, in my opinion, to make better decisions in the field. I was once asked, at Hokulia specifically, because of my Hawaiian ancestry, two people recognized that this may be the toughest job to be in the midst of all of this cultural adversity, if you will, and still have to meet the goals of a commercial development. And, my response at the time and my response today would be, maybe it's the second toughest job. The toughest job for me would be to watch somebody else who was not of Hawaiian ancestry doing it. Because I actually believe that the ancestry and the upbringing has prepared me to grow in this field and assert the things that we've learned, be humbled by the mistakes that we have made along the way. But it produces an intense learning environment. And at my age, I'm grateful for the fact that my learning curve in many ways is still vertical.
Thanks, John. We'll talk more about that after the break.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.